The Chudman cometh!
Alright, hello everyone, how are you all doing? So, I'm trying out this persona thing. I don't know how far I will end up leaning into it. So far, I've left a few comments here and there speaking as the Chud Man and speaking in the third person as the Chud Man. So, watch out for those comments if you haven't already seen them. Otherwise, for now, I won't be doing them in the videos, but moving on from that and to the meat of the video, the war on Comicsgate trademarks continues apace. So this this article caught my attention because obviously I am trying to join Comicsgates as a creator. That's the whole point of this channel, and so I feel that I should keep track of things of this nature. I honestly didn't know that it was trademarkable, but of course it can be. And so this article goes over the history of what's been happening with the trademark so far, and what I'd like you guys to go through it with me. Now, if you enjoy my content, be sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe. Otherwise, let's get to it. Back in September 2018, Vox Day writer, editor, video game designer, blogger, and alt-right activist stated he was going to launch a comic book imprint called Comicsgate. Comics creator Ethan Van Sciver, who had become rather associated with the hashtag, stated that they had no right to the name, and that as Ethan then ran a YouTube show called Comicsgate Live, that he had the rights to make a comic book imprint called Comicsgate rather than Day. Within days of this conversation, Antonio J. Malpica of Floridian Comics publisher Scorned Comics, who was then fundraising for his comic book Detective Dead, actually applied to register Comicsgate as a publishing trademark. So, right off the bat, we have three different people kind of going at it for Comicsgate, although obviously there's very different ways to spell it out. So Ethan and Vox Day are going after the original hashtag, which is Comicsgate all as one word, and Mr. Malpica trademarked it as two words, comics and then gate. And I'd very much like to know where this ends up. Filing with the U.S. government stated that Comicsgate appeared in the mark meaning or signifies or is an term of art for the unity between consumers and creators that have been ostracized in the comic book industry due to their political beliefs and or from expressing their desire to read apolitical storytelling. God, this guy can't write. In comics for people of color, creed, nationality, gender, identity. Do I have to point out the mistakes? Just that those two should be together, and forget it. This word's not capitalized. Oh my god. Forget it. Okay, let's continuing on. In the relative trade or industry or as used in connection with the goods services collective membership organization listed in the application. What? I suppose this is a quote, or presented as a quote, so I'm still putting the blame of the spelling errors on the Rich Johnson, the writer of this article. However, in March of this year, the trademark application was marked as abandoned because no statement of use or extension request timely filed after the notice of allowance was issued. Antonio did not show them that he was using the trademark, was going to use the trademark, or asked for an extension. So, in March 2020, Preston Poulter, also known as I don't know what he's also known as, but the guy who got caught publishing a bunch of videos where his ass just gets literally wrecked. Like, they're porn videos. He takes it up and gets pegged by women with large dildos. A Comicsgate critic, publisher, and participant as Common Sense Press and Pocket Jacks Comics of Dallas register the word Comicsgate for the field of comic books. He stated that only those who fulfilled his own standards of behavior would be allowed to use Comicsgate on their comics or in their promotion. So I guess we all have to go out, find a woman who will put on a strap-on and get pegged ourselves to fulfill his standard of behavior. But then there have been more developments since, and I don't just the discovery. Really, fucker? Do you really? And spreading of extreme graphic videos featuring Poulter by those who didn't appreciate his criticism and plans for the trademark. There are three editions pertaining to the Comicsgate trademark that might be worth considering. Firstly, Poulter has also added another registration for Comicsgate as a certification mark, the filing stating that it will be used for comic books conforming to the certification standard as indicated by a certification mark. There it is for a little bit. Secondly, the former abandoned trademark Comicsgate has now been revived by Antonio Malpica. His statement of use has been filed and an extension granted by the US government. His registration is back in the game. But Anthony Romano of Dark Gift Comics of North Middleton, New Jersey, is also a trademarking Comicsgate Comics. Is registering it for the field of comic books and graphic novels. And so far he's the only one doing it with a actual logo as well. And it's part of his filing. And that's what you can see in the top right corner of this video as well. Romano has also only published Dark of Midnight, The Art of Anthony Romano, but he is a keen Comicsgate backer and critic. He also has a Comicsgate website with the URL because, yes, he has registered Comicsgate Comics LLC as well. Three men think they have the Comicsgate trademark. I wonder what the US Trademark Board has to say about this. And the article just ends right about there. So, yeah, that's been what's been happening on the war with the trademark. I believe that so far, Ethan Van Sciver had a claim on it, but since he didn't officially trademark it, it does make it harder. We'll just have to see where this ends up, really. Hopefully for the better. And let me apologize real quick for dropping the voice real quick. I didn't know if I should have been reading it in Rich Johnston's voice, which most likely would have been Soy, or if I should have continued doing a Chudman impression, which obviously he is not. So Let me know about the persona thing if you guys think it works, if you want to hear more. And that about does it for this video. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.